There are many nuances in the movie of Mission Impossible, but today I observed one of the nuances that I wanted to share with you guys. In the first movie of Mission Impossible, the Ethan Hunt was more involved in solving the crime, and there was fragmented approaches of the romantic angle towards in with the character of Ethan, but there was no passion involved in that first movie. But in the second movie, the Ethan Hunt's character, Ethan Hunt, played by Tom Cruise. He played more like a charismatic personality. He was more like James Bond sort of a character. So there was a romantic angle, but he was not passionate, and the relationship was not monogamous. He was more like a boyfriend and a girlfriend. But when the love started brewing, when there was a third movie where he wanted to save his then fiance Julia. Initially in the movie, they've we see that she's been kidnapped with a she's been kidnapped with from the antagonist, and he was challenged to save he was challenged to steal that rabbit's foot, and he did it. He does it, and he gives it to I think he gives back to the arms dealer. But then he tries to save her, save his girl from the antagonist. And eventually we think at the end of the movie that they are going to live happily ever after. But in the fourth movie, we come to realize that they're not uh, together anymore. And due to the danger in the work of Ethan Hunt, he's they cannot be together because the danger will also be on top of Julia when they'll be together. So he has to separate, even though he loved Julia very much, and he tried he tried to steal Rabbit's foot when nobody in that movie premise can do it. He does it because of that girl. And it seems a little painful that throughout the third movie he was trying to save his girl. And in the fourth movie he just waves at the last scene, because throughout the movie we observe that the we come to realization, and but there's no mention that she is alive or dead. But the dialogues are such that we assume that she is dead. uh, but at the end last scene of fourth part, Ghost Protocol, we see that she is in convenience store, and Tom Cruise is waving his hand and observing that she's all okay, and and he is there to protect her. I think in fifth movie there's no sign of Julia. In sixth part again, there was a we think that she'll not be part of the movie, but suddenly she comes because the Ethan Hunt has to go into some remote place in some mountains of India. I think northern part of India, where the antagonist is trying to blast something at the glacier at the top, so that a lot of people will get infected through that river, the river water. So at the top of I think India, somewhere in India, they Ethan Hunt goes, and he and there's a scene that Benji says that best not to look what he's doing when he climbs onto top uh, on top of the payload of the second helicopter, because he was not able to catch the first helicopter on which Henry Cavill with the detonator has already flown in the air. So that sort of he was in love in the third part. He just broke away, but he cannot see he cannot see Julia with other person in the Mission Impossible Fallout. So in reality also this happens, and this happens uh, when you love someone, you have to I think break apart to in order to continue living the life. But this beautiful depiction is generally overlooked, because this whole franchisee is more proclived towards action oriented stuff, stunts and etc. And in seventh and eighth part also, in the eighth part, of course, there's a final reckoning where he was saved by Atkins, uh, but he never kisses that female character in the eighth part. That shows that he's still committed to the first love of his life, Julia, of course. And this is the one thing that I wanted to share with all of you guys. And maybe you would have seen it, and maybe you would be realizing it going back to the memory of watching Mission Impossible. So yeah, that's it. This is going to be my first video in this channel. So hope you like it. Thank you for staying this long into this video. Thanks.